It's going to be a quiet video today, huh?
Yeah. Huh? What? Huh? Okay. Hey, Grammy.
What, honey?
We're doing comics. We're making comics at art.
Cool.
And, we're doing weaving, too.
Ooh, I like weaving.
My friend just finished her third one. And I am on my second one.
Are you weaving with paper?
No.
What are you weaving with?
Yarn.
Oh, nice.
Yay.
I'd love to see them when you're done.
Not like the circle one, but the one that's straight and you just go over, under, over, under.
Okay, all right. Like the loom, like the, what do you call it? Like the potholder loom type thing?
No. It's like these pieces of yarn. You can do whatever color you want.
Uh-huh.
You can have a piece of wood and put it on it, and then you go over, under, over, under, and then you get to the other side, and you can do the friendship knot.
Oh, okay. I like that.
But not once. You can just over, under, and then next part. And then once you're done and you can't go over and under to the next side, you do the friendship knot, and then you go over and under again.
I see.
To both of the sides again.
I see.
3,
4,
My
5,
face
6. No, I think they're even. They're even.
No, they're not.
Ta-da-da. All right, what's this dark number in here? What is that number?
That number?
Yeah.
9.
9?
Yep.
You sure?
Grammy,
What?
use it. Right here.
Yeah. I gotta push these down a little further.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you. I think they're straight now.
They're about to leave in like base, and if you wanna,
Who's about to leave?
they're gonna leave to like have a dinner thing with someone else. I don't remember.
Who's leaving? Who?
Them, Max and
Who's them? Oh,
And Grammy.
Grammy. Okay.
yeah, but like they have snacks out if you want quickly.
Oh, Zach's.
Go ahead.
Because I'm already still hungry.
Bring Grammy some snacks.
Okay, what's next?
I don't know. I don't know what they have. Grapes or something? I don't know. Grammy hasn't eaten either for a while here. She did say that's 9, didn't she? Yep, she said that was 9. Okay, let me put these away. I'm sorry the video is jumping in and out, because Crystal's been saying things that, you know, might be personal for her, and she burped real loud too. I don't know that I want to include that on the camera. What do you think? This is 5. Where's 9? This one? Is this 9? Yes. This is 9. She gets excited. It's hard making friends in school. Yeah, like I said, there was a little book when I was growing up, and I wanted to make friends. It said the best way to make a friend is to be a friend. So think about what you would like a friend to do for you. Maybe, you know, listening. What else? Remembering, you know, things, and sending you a card, making you cards, or, you know, just being around to listen. Playing games with in the recess. You know, I grew up, I didn't have that many friends, but I had, the friends I did have were very good friends. Yep. And I still have a very good friend from that time. She lives in a different state at this point, but she and I grew up together. We Girl Scouts together. We go to class reunions together when she's up in the state. And, I don't know, we always had a lot of fun together. Some sleepovers and fun things like that. Every girl should have a good girlfriend to talk to help with. Oh, I found out yesterday my son is going to have oral surgery in another week or so. So, what made me think of that is I'm talking about friendship, about doing things for each other. I am going to take some time and maybe, if he wants me to, take him to the dentist and make sure he's got everything at home that he needs to, like, eat soft foods and stuff. So that he can eat. I remember I got a tooth out a couple of years ago, and it got dry socket, and oh my gosh, the pain was so bad. And I don't want that to happen to him. I want him to be prepared. He says he wants to go back to work the day of his oral surgery, and I'm like, no, you won't be able to do that. You know, I know he's macho and all, and he can take the pain, but it's besides that. So it'll be in the middle of April when he has his oral surgery, and I will be around to help him in whatever way he might need me. You know, I know he's an adult and everything, but still, adults need other adults to help around too. We all like to have help when we're not feeling good. So Crystal is still over at Great Grandma's getting me a snack. Getting herself a snack. My mom and I, and you see us usually working from my mom's sunroom. We live in the same house, although I'm in the front of the house and she's toward the back. And this used to be, I'm living in what used to be my grandparents' apartment. My Nana and Pep used to live here. And when I was little, I lived in the back of the house where my mom lives now. Yeah, my dad isn't around anymore, but they were his parents. It's all messed up here. And my kids grew up on the same property because my husband and I built a house right down the yard. And now my grandkids, my daughter, her husband, and their 2 kids live in that house down there with my husband. So, yeah, it's an interesting arrangement, but we won't go into that now. Anyway, it's nice that you can visit with us like this. No. Well, I guess I'm gonna finish her area here. She took off, but that's all right. She was tired of it. She's ready to she's ready to do the soap making project, which ought to be fun. So, I have my mug of tea. I can wait while you get yours. So, let's see. I'm going to continue on at least with this one color that I'm doing. I'll ask her if she wants to continue at another time. Let's see, what number am I doing? 9. I have to understand I'm finishing this on a different day than I started it, so that's why. So what else is new? Oh, well, I have an art journaling thing I want to show you in a different video. one I've been creating to go along with the discernment project that I am engaged in. If you are blessed enough to have an option as to what job you'd like to actually do, being in ministry is a calling, and I felt and feel called to ministry. It all depends on what variation of ministry that your calling takes on. And as of now, I am still in discernment. I've been ordained since 2008, and served a church willingly and joyfully for around 10 years or so, and served several others in an interim position here and there. The last one I was in, I won't tell you, where or what circumstances are, but I really believe that because of my anxiety and other mental health issues, I think that's why I needed to leave that position. But I know I'm not the only one with mental health issues that really needs to consider your career over again. I mean, to be honest, my father used to, and his family, have all suffered with mental health issues, namely anxiety and depression and that kind of thing. And over the years, generations, it has taken on quite different variations depending on the person in the family who had it. My father had a nervous breakdown, and he also had agoraphobia. Anybody that knows him knew that he was struggling with that, and with the family gift, so to speak, and that I inherited it, and one of my kids might have. I'm hoping it skipped to my grandkids. There are others in the family that we know of. So I'm always on the lookout for good anxiety-reducing activities. And right now it would behoove me to get out and walk more. And as it's tomorrow will be the 1st of April, 2021, as I'm taping this, I hope to get outside and walk more. I keep hearing that walking would be good. Walking and water walking, doing an activity in water. But with fibromyalgia too, in addition to that, I cannot get into cold water. If you have fibromyalgia as well, does the cold water bother you the same way it might bother me? Unless it's at least 80 degrees, the water being at least 80 degrees, my muscles tighten up and get very painful. So I can't get in like a normal swimming pool. I hear there are water therapies around that would help. So I'm going to be looking forward to trying one or two of those if our insurance covers it. So I'll let you know when I start doing that, how that's working. As far as my health goes, I had my second COVID shot last weekend, and it wasn't, honestly for me, it wasn't as bad as the first. I know that's not the same for everyone, and I know one of my friends is having a harder time with the second one than the first one. So maybe that depends on which one you get. And honestly, I don't understand these anti-vaxxers. And you know what? If you are, that's fine. You can put what you want in the comments. But for me and my family, we are concerned about everyone having COVID. We are concerned that it we stop it in its tracks, that it no longer keeps our country under lockdown. So that's why I'm getting it. Also, because I substitute teach, I want to be able to keep any of the kids from getting it. If I don't even, you don't know if you're a carrier or not. And I don't want to be the one who carries it to any of my older relatives or any of the kids that I teach. So that's that. I definitely don't want to give it to my grandkids either. So that's where I'm at on the vaccine. Yesterday, I went to get my mammogram. Oh, yay. Hating those things. But you gotta do it. I don't do it every year. I do it even though it's recommended every year. I get it every other year, every third year, because of my fibromyalgia, it hurts like crazy. I even get bruises. And it's just the way it is. 3D imagery or the regular mammogram compression, doesn't matter. I cut out caffeine, I take Advil before I go, all kinds of things. But you didn't tune in to hear all that crap about me. So anyway, what I have been doing in the last 2 months, now that it's spring, I'm making sure I have all my doctor's appointments, my blood work, my dental work, and everything up to date, so that I can enjoy the spring and get out and walk, and walk with my grandkids too. They're going to need more activity outside in the fresh air. We live out here in the country, so really they can be, on the days we don't have a whole lot of people coming through our driveway. My mom's a hairdresser, so there are cars coming in and out of our driveway every once in a while on certain days. To prevent that, the kids are allowed to go out and run around the property. We do have about 15 acres that they can run around on. I ran around on them when I was little. My kids did. And now their kids, especially right now my daughter's kids, have the opportunity to do so as well. It looks like I'm going to need a tweezer. Because even though I don't own a cat, my mother does next door. And sometimes, oh well, my grandkids do too. They might have brought the cat hair over accidentally here. Did I get it or didn't I? Oh, here it is. I don't like these tweezers, but there we go. I think I got it now. I need to straighten these that Crystal did for me earlier. Not always on the mark here. She does a great job, don't get me wrong. But anyway, so I'm updating making sure all my health stuff is up to date right now. There we go. I like to do that at the end of the winter, beginning of spring. It's like spring cleaning for the body. I know. So anyway, I'll do a little more work on this before I close up. I have a book I want to start reading excerpts from. I want to read to you on the Tuesday Tea and Talk work in progress dates that I'm setting up. It's on fear. It's on being fearless. It's making friends with your fear. And this book has been phenomenal. It's a beautiful book as well as being profound. And I would love to share that with you. Anybody else who has anxiety problems, depression problems, you may really enjoy this book too. So on the work in progress Tuesday talks, with Tuesday Tea and Talks, where I spilled the tea about other stuff that's going on in my life and about other projects I'm working on, as well as just seeing the project I'm currently working on. I'm going to be reading a little bit from the Fear book. If it's something that several of you like and want to hear more of, I'll do it on a more regular basis. But as of now, I'm going to be doing it once a week. I have many, many ideas to help this channel grow, to add artistic and creative crafts to the diamond painting world that I've been doing lately. But I'm trying to take it slow, one at a time, so that I don't promise something that doesn't come through. I also have, my friend and I have a channel called Drawing Nearer.com and YouTube. And we wrote a book on spiritual practices and creative prompts. So we have a prayer prompt and a creative practice that every day for like 7 weeks? Yeah, 7 weeks. We did it for the weeks of Lent, every day for the weeks of Lent except for Sundays. And for the Easter celebration week as well. So we wrote it a number of years ago, over 10 years ago now, and we do retreats from it when requested, retreats and workshops and things. We love to share it with others. We still have the electronic version. We don't have any more printed copies. But that's the other channel that I host, and we're just getting started on that. So I don't want to promise something that I will not have time to continue. So that's why I'm taking it slow. I have tons of ideas, but one at a time is good. Right now, I'm still working on a Chuck Pinson from Diamond Art Club called Strength for the Journey. It's the one with the people going to church. Gee, there's a theme, right? There's a theme I'm familiar with. Yeah, so I'm doing that for the Chuck-along. I think tomorrow is the last day I can post. I won't get it all done tonight for sure. But I'm on the last row. I'm on the last row. Yay! It's a labor of love, guys. It really is. These things are huge. They're full of confetti, and I love that. I love being challenged like that. So, if you love being challenged, if you love confetti, then I would suggest going with the Chuck Pinson. That's always fun. And they're beautiful. They're so beautifully done. Let's see. Okay. as far as on a more personal level, I've always taught crafts and activities and things, and Girl Scout leader, Cub Scout leader, and was a scout myself, grew up in a scout family, loved crafts. I would get like a cross stitch or something to commemorate different places we traveled when we were young, and work on them. And I never picked easy projects out the first time. When I first started counting cross stitch, I had done other stitching projects, embroidery projects before, but when I first started counted cross stitch, I went on a 24 count canvas, and it was a little one. It was lots of strawberries that you then glued around a styrofoam egg. Yeah, that was my first project. I don't recommend something as small as 24 count for a first project, but I was young and I had good eyesight at the time. And then for my first quilt project, my first and only actually quilt piecing project, I started with a double wedding ring pattern. Okay, apparently the camcorder unplugged. I have no idea what I was saying last, so, but anyway. Oh, projects that I started that were not the easy ones to begin with. Yeah, when my husband and I were ready to be married, it was kind of, you know, in Pennsylvania Dutch circles, it was often a good idea to make your own quilt, the quilt for your marriage bed. So, you know, it sounded like a fun idea. So my first quilt was a double wedding ring. The only problem is I didn't wash the fabric, the burgundy and blue fabric. I didn't wash it before I used it. And if you know anything about fabric dyes, you wash fabric before you use it to wash the sizing out, and also in case the color bleeds. Well, dark red and dark blue on off-white muslin. It would have been a good idea for me to wash it before I made it into a quilt. Yeah, well, I never did wash it. I would take a damp cloth and, you know, brush it off as needed, but still, I still was so afraid to do that and to wash it that I just ended up putting it away in a trunk, and we didn't use it after a while because I was so afraid of ruining it. But that was another example of not going for an easy project first. Let's see. What other one? I was in 4-H a lot too. I was in for the fashion shows and making my own clothes, and went to the State Farm show a couple times and won some ribbons. One of the first kind of cross stitches I did right after doing all those strawberries on the egg on 24 count Ada as a first project. The second project I did was a lion. It was the head of a lion, and it was on a graph pattern that was supposed to be for a hooked rug, not for a counted cross stitch. But I made it as a counted cross stitch. I still have it. I still love it. It took me at least a year to do. I was still in school, in I guess junior high school at the time that I did that one. So, yeah. If I do something, I do it right. Do it, you know, give myself a challenge with the first one. That way, anything I do afterward, it's going to be easy, right? That's the theory, anyway. So, yeah. I think I've got all the 9s finished now. It's hard for me to see it correctly. Well, I think I'm going to end this now that I have the 9s done. I know Crystal's not going to come back tonight to work on any more of it. If she doesn't want to continue it, then I will finish it myself and show you at another date. Show you when it is finished. Okay? We'll either continue it or I'll show you when it's finished. Get this made. Pushed down. I need to put a rolling pin over it to make sure it's all seated tightly. Okay, so for now, join us for another Crafting with Crystal Thursdays or a Tea and Talk Tuesday, work in progress. To see more of more projects we're in the middle of. To hear something more soon on about the fear book that I'll be reading and chatting about. And don't forget our What's in Wanda's Workbasket Wednesdays, where I review things. And I'm going to try to do, that's the other idea, I was going to try to do mailbag Mondays too, where you can see anything that, unboxings, unwrappings, and things that I get in the mail and goodies. Okay, so have a wonderful spring, summer season, and I hope to see you back soon. Thanks. Bye.